Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to RimWorld. Some of you may recognize your names in here. I've got Karen W, Warrior Ellis, and Trevor. This is our new crew. We've just landed, and let me kind of deselect some of these. Let them start picking these things up. Something like that. Now you notice a couple of new things here. We've got clothing on our crew, and we've got some colored areas down here. We now have what are called stockpiles. So we can actually determine what will go into these and, in fact, the priority. So I'm gonna, let's see, what's Karen doing? She's just wandering. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what everybody looks like here. So Karen is looking pretty good on mining and cooking. Very good. We've got Trevor, who is good with research and medicine, and not bad with the combat skills, so that's cool. And then we got Elliot, or Elias, Ellis. I think I'm going to keep saying that like alias. We've got Ellis here with construction. We've got some decent combat mining skill here, so a decent spread, I think. So, like I mentioned before, we do have the new stockpiles here. You can see they're kind of bringing everything in here. I think I can click on this guy. We can rename it. We can select storage and choose kind of what goes in here. We can get very specific with that too. So that's going to take some getting used to. I've experimented with this stuff a little bit. I had intended on getting to this last week, but it ended up being sick. So I'm only just now getting around to recording this. In fact, it's Friday, and I hope to have this episode up tomorrow. We've got our dumping stockpile here. You can see, again, we can change the name. Storage, we've actually got stuff selected here. It looks like only debris and corpses can go here for now. And that is cool. Now, who is our, let's see, I'm trying to remember, mining 9. So we need to get Karen going on some mining. Get some orders going here. Just go ahead, you know what, probably just mine this whole thing. Okay, and it looks like they may help. Now, we had some issues before. We didn't last very long. We had some raider issues and some organization issues. Let's see, first things first, let's kind of pan this out. I've not done this yet. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we got a geyser down at the bottom. Otherwise, we're kind of up here and exposed. Interesting. Well, I thought about this a little bit last week, and the couple times I've experimented with the game and tried different things, I've done pretty well just kind of getting right started with a solar panel and a building for the battery. So I think that's what we're going to do this time around. Let's see here. I don't want to do this. I think what we're going to do is go with the wall. Let's see. Actually, you know what? No. Let's start with the solar panels. And we'll do these guys. I'm trying to think. I think we'll put the buildings back here. And we'll keep these kind of in the sandy area. And I think we're going to start with 2 for now. And then we will... I'm going to pause time here. Let's go ahead and pause it. We're going to do something like this. Let's see here. Okay. Then we can, oops, I did not mean to do that. We can do a door here, a door there, and basically batteries can run along these points here. I think that'll work. And then, I think, because we're already here, we'll probably just make this room a bit bigger. Let's see. It doesn't leave a whole lot of room. I thought we could get maybe the paste dispenser in here. Looks like we do have room, but that brings us to another part of the recent update. We now have what's called the hopper, and this holds actually the food resources that will go into the food dispenser here. So the paste dispenser. So I don't know that there's really enough room to drop this in there yet. Let's see. Now we could end up putting more batteries in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer, let these guys keep going. Let's see. We do have the wall. Who's our construction? See, this is gonna take me a while to remember. It looks like it could be Trevor, or maybe everybody's gonna bring material to start building. It works for me. Okay, let's see. We're gonna get those walls going, and I really need to get the food, the paste dispenser down, but I want to put it in a building. I don't want to short-circuiting with weather or anything like that. Well, I'm going to think about that a bit. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to get some floor in here. Just get some metal tile down. And we'll get this up and going, and I think once the floor is in, we'll drop in probably a couple batteries. Something along those lines. And see where we're at that point. Okay, everybody should be getting up shortly, and I think I've decided what to do. I've got a door will be coming in on the right side of the building there. So what we're going to do is make a building over here. In fact, we're going to pause time real quick. And let's get this paste dispenser out and see how this is going to work here. So I think we'll turn this guy around. And the hoppers have to be adjacent to this guy. So if we put this here, that would actually be cool because we'll get power from the building there, from the wall. This leaves enough room for hoppers to go around it because these are only kind of these single block guys, can go all the way around. And I want to leave enough room to walk around those so they can bring in that stuff. So let's go ahead and get the walls and do something like this. And I probably want to go one more down. This is going to be pretty big, a pretty big area. Maybe bigger than I need. Let's do this here. Something like this, maybe? Then what I was thinking was that we could take the hoppers and kind of put them... And we could just start with maybe 5, something like that. I think that could work. There's enough room to kind of move in here, around. Actually, you know what we need to do is not kind of place this yet. I don't want them to build it before we do the floor, but it did let me kind of see the placement here. This gives enough room to walk in. There's no real room for hoppers along the bottom side without blocking the doorway, but that's okay. I don't think I really need more than that, at least not right now, and we can bust the wall down or something like that if need be. Now, if we put in a table and chairs and everything, the nice thing is that they can go from here to sitting down and eating right away, so I kind of feel like extending this wall down a bit might be a good idea. Unfortunately, that solar panel's there. I hate to run the wall right alongside of it, but that's okay. We can still access it for repairs and stuff. So I think this is what we're going to do. Something like this. Yeah. Okay, then we'll take these guys out for now. Start the timer up. Are they awake yet? No, everybody's still asleep. Oh, there we go. Heard me talking. So let's see. That's going to be that. And what I want to do is I want to get some growing areas in here as well. And because we're doing the food and everything in here, we're going to drop this guy here. Something like that. And then we're going to designate a stockpile area. And this is going to be just for food. Something like this. Yes. Okay. Storage. It's going to be food and nothing else. Just food. And we're going to give it a preferred priority, so higher than this guy is here. Now what's supposed to happen is if you've got an area that's designated for a certain type, like food for example, and it's a higher priority than an area that the stuff's stored in, they should move it. And it may take a haul action. You may have to actually order rather. Is that? No. Okay, so maybe they just do it automatically. I couldn't recall. But yeah, that'll be good. And in fact, we can even go in here and say that this is not a place for food. So something along those lines. So that way we have all the food kind of being handled up in this upper right-hand corner. I think that'll work pretty good. Now let's go ahead and get a battery down. I want to kind of start gathering this energy up as soon as possible, at least some of it. I didn't realize the floor. I forgot about that. The floor's still coming in. But once that's in, I want to get a battery down as quickly as possible so that if we have some kind of event where there's maybe an eclipse and we can't get power anymore, that I've gathered as much as I could before that occurred. Okay, so this is closed in. Now, if I put this here, I am covering up the floor. I think they can still reach it. The reason I was hesitant was that I had the what was it? It's like the food dispenser, the paste dispenser down before there was floor, and they couldn't reach the middle portions. But I think they were able to actually fill inside of it, and that would be my phone. So I think with it being only one space, they'll be able to actually get the floor built underneath that. So we'll go ahead and leave that for now. Yeah, there you go. You can see that being built. Of course, the battery's not built yet, so I didn't think about that. Our metal's okay. I'm going to actually go ahead and put a second battery in. These guys cost 50. Let's do another one. So we're going to start with 3 here. Very cool. So we're doing pretty good. I think we have a good stash of metal. We're not doing too bad there. Get some power going here pretty soon. And additionally, what I want to do is I definitely want to get the research building in. So we may, or the research bench, so we may end up putting another building for that maybe over on this side. Now, another update that has been made to the game, you'll see this launch pad here. Basically, this puts down a stockpile type area, and only materials that are on that stockpile area, in fact, you can even put this, if I recall, over a stockpile area. Only the materials within these borders can be traded with other merchants, and you can place multiple of those guys down and everything, so that'll be something that we may end up needing to do. I don't know if we'll stick with this storage where it's at here. I may move it. I don't think it's necessarily in a bad spot right now, but depending on how we build things, we may move it. But like I said, you can actually just go in here. For example, right now I could just put the launch pad right over the top of this, and that would designate that stockpile as a launch pad area. I'm not going to do it now, though. It's 100 metal, and we don't even have the research bench. So there's, the communication. So there's really no point yet. But it looks like we've ended the second day here. As you can see, we have a food issue. I'm not getting to that fast enough. I think that's going to be high priority in the morning, is getting this area kind of set up, and so they can start making some food. Otherwise, we're going to have some unhappy settlers. Now, I'm going to just go through here quickly and remind myself. So Karen was all over the mining. That's really good. Mining and cooking. We had Trevor with the research and medicine, so he's kind of the doc. And let's see, construction was Ellis's thing. Okay, I'm going to promptly forget that, but we'll pick this thing back up in the morning. Okay, sun has come up and we are back to work. Things are going here, so let's see. We've got Ellis cruising over here looking to do some work. Now, so this is something to consider too. They kind of go and grab the metal and bring this over, and not having it close to the building means they're kind of moving around a bit. I'm actually not sure how much they can carry. You know, on a per wall basis, I suppose you could do the math when they get it and start building, how long before they have to go grab more. But okay, so like I said, we need to get this thing going. I really would like to have the food stuff up before the sun goes down. I'm not sure that's going to be possible, but let's go ahead and get some flooring set up in here, the door, and yeah, hopefully, let's see, hopefully we can get Ellis prioritizing this tile, because then I can put down the paste dispenser. So let's see here. Trevor's over here mining. It looks like our metal's doing pretty good, just under 400, but we obviously have a lot more around here. I think everybody's been busy. That's why the food actually hasn't been moved over or anything. Everybody's got stuff to do, which is fine. That's fine. So I wanted to go over here and start planning this area. I was almost thinking, where's the planning tab? And no, Weem, that is Prison Architect. There's no planning mode in here yet. Okay, yes, you get that floor going, Ellis. Let's see. Very cool. Can we just start you? I think kind of prioritize the whole thing. Oh, there you go. Yeah, do this one now. Yeah, do this stuff in the middle. Okay, cool. We're getting there, Let's see, we need this guy, paste dispenser, and let's see, if I do that, yes, that does leave room to walk all the way around it. In fact, this actually, yeah. In fact, I forgot that I even did that. I was like, oh, look, there happens to be room for a table. Well, yeah, you did that on purpose. So anyway, cool. Let's get this floor done in here. One more time, we're going to do this right here. Yep, come up this way. Mostly it's these middle two spots in here that they can't reach. And I can just drop that. I'll get that going afterwards. Cool. And I think we'll go ahead and do some hoppers right now. Rotate this guy around. We'll do them along the top. Let's see, they're 15, so we do have plenty of metal. Okay, now, there is, if we jump into overview, there is this guy, cooking. And cooking is actually what lets them fill those dispensers. So that's the kind of what makes them take the food from a stockpile into these dispensers. If you don't do that, you won't get food from the dispenser at all. So it's definitely something we need to have being done. Okay. Now I'm going to throw an order out here just so that everybody's always busy. You don't haul that? For some reason I thought you selected that to haul. Okay, maybe not. I'm totally zoning. Okay. They'll just do it. We can actually prioritize it in the overview. That's right. Okay. You'll have to excuse me. It's been a little while. Like I said, I wanted to get this going last week, but I was out of commission. Had to put everything on hold. Was not feeling good. So let's see. Ellis is out here growing stuff. That's good. It's going to be good for our food. And there you go. You can see some food has been brought into the hopper. And now we've got the paste dispenser going in, which is good. The sun is starting to go down. So we'll get this thing made, and then hopefully they'll take a break and get some food. I'm sure, because the food has been an issue. But they'll get to that. So we got a low metal warning. That's cool. Not a big deal because we have a lot of it, obviously. Cool. So there we go. We've got our food dispenser, our paste dispenser. We've got batteries bringing in power. Our metal is low, but we have a good chunk of it here. So I may end up moving the stockpile here and kind of separating things into metal and the kind of the scrap stuff. Now, something to consider as well is this scrap stuff kind of provides cover, I believe, but it definitely slows down your settlers. So clearing this stuff out of here is kind of a good thing. If you bring it up close to your base, it won't provide that cover as I think it does for raiders. So we may want to do that and just kind of move it back here. I may stack all of it up here in front of the solar panels. You know, we could do a wall of it along here and then run the solar panels along the other side. Something like that, something along those lines. We also want to get a turret up at some point and start thinking about defenses, because we could have raiders here any day. We could have one show up tomorrow. Who knows? I didn't run you through the setup initially. I am doing classic again. So the first raider encounter that we have probably won't be too bad. It might be one or two. And that kind of reminds me, we have guns on the ground. Should probably be equipping them, right? So once they get up in the morning, we'll go ahead and have them pick those up. And yeah, okay, here we go. Trevor, let's pause this real quick. Trevor was decent with things here. Karen is not that great with weapons, so she'll take a pistol. Ellis is 5 as well. So Trevor, we're going to go ahead and have Trevor grab... Actually, you know what? Warrior Ellis. The warrior, right? You take the rifle here. Trevor will take this pistol. Let's do it that way. Very cool. Let's get armed. Okay, we're going to have some repair going on. Hopefully these guys eat pretty soon. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick. Let's go ahead and set up the stockpile that I want here. Let's see, we've got a zone, a dumping stockpile, and I think we will kind of do this as a... I think I'll leave some space here. We'll do something like that. How about that? And we have debris. I don't think we'll let it be corpses. I think we just want that to be debris. And this is going to be on important. So this is definitely the first place that they'll bring debris. Now I believe, if I recall correctly, that we do have to have haul orders for that stuff. Yes, we do. So something like that. Let's just select all of this stuff. Again, this is kind of a, you know, they'll do this when they've got nothing else kind of going on, hopefully. Just give them so many things to do that they're always busy. Now, one thing I was kind of told about was that the priorities here run left to right. So, in fact, we can even see it's higher priority to lower priority. That's something that I think I was kind of forgetting. Not that I was having too many issues, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. So, hauling is all the way down here. If I ever want somebody to get to that, I'll have to clear some other things out, but we'll see. I don't think it's a huge priority right now, and maybe we'll have an opportunity to bring somebody new into the crew at some point in the near future. I think part of that's going to rely on the communications, maybe, because maybe we can trade, get a slave or something. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, I reorganized some of the priorities here. If I bring up this guy, you can see I deselected a couple things. So Karen is now primarily concerned with moving food into the hoppers. The thing is, there is no food, so she is going to be focusing on growing, and that's kind of what she's handling right now. So that's cool. She'll grow and then be able to take the food in there. That's going to be good. And then we've got Trevor focused on bringing food in when there is some, there isn't any, so repairs and mining. And that's fine. It may mean that mining is a little bit low right now, but we actually have a lot of metal over here that just needs to be hauled in. Now, speaking of hauling, I've changed Ellis's priorities here, and you can see I've kind of cleared a couple things down to the hauling so that he can start bringing some of that stuff in, some of the metal down here, as you can see. So let's see here. So you can see Ellis right now is hauling the metal that we've actually, the kind of scrap, so that's cool. Excuse me. Looks like he's going to jam through that. Trevor is currently mining. Let's bring that up real quick, because there is no repairs or anything, so he's mining. Boy, excuse me. So that's fine, I suppose. I was kind of hoping that the metal would get hauled first. They would get on that, but that's okay. Let's see. I think what we're going to do is we may actually set up a stockpile strictly for metal. And, of course, we would set that to a very high priority. That's where we would, if it was strictly for metal, then, of course, we want all metal to go there. But that would probably be up here somewhere, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to flesh out the building over here. So we'll see. Besides, we have metals pretty low. Again, we need this metal brought in here, so let's see. Trevor's doing some repair. Let's actually just prioritize him on hauling metal once he finishes that. Looks like he might actually be... Nah. That could be mining. Let's just make sure that that's what he's doing. In fact, let's pause this a second. If we're going to prioritize him on hauling metal, and then I'm going to end up moving it, I don't want to have it here and then have it moved again later. So let's just go ahead and decide on this now. I think what we're going to do up here is we're going to line up probably another solar panel or two next to each other. This building may come over here a bit. Let's see, it would come over, and I would probably have the comm station and the research bench, and then kind of pop a door out there. And then from through here, we may tunnel in, and that's, you know, we may end up setting up sleeping quarters and stuff inside of the building here. But I don't know, maybe that may cause raiders to come in if we're hiding back there, and they may end up destroying a bunch of our batteries and everything. So maybe a different entrance into that later will be better. So let's see if we do have a building for those things. Okay, so I think if we do a zone here and we leave, let's see, 1, 2, 3, if we leave about that much room for this building, then we could do a stockpile right back here. Something like that. And we change this to be, let's see, not food, basically our metal. Let's see, shells, missiles, we don't really need that. Just the metal, essentially. I think that'll work. Then we're going to go ahead and set this to critical. So this is where all of our metal is going to go. And as you can see, we've got a good chunk of it here and a good chunk up there. So it's probably going to fill that. But that's fine. We're going to go ahead and see how that goes. We'll be using it and everything, so we just need all of this brought in. Now, hold on a second. Let's I see where you're going with that, Trevor. Let's not go that direction here. We're going to change the priority with this and say that no metal goes here. How about that? And can we tell you... Oh, what is he going to eat? Okay. I thought he was hauling in metal. Okay, cool. So as you can see, Ellis is still moving in all of this stuff, all the scrap. Oh, he's taking the, this is silver. And in fact, let me talk about that too a second. Now, I chose to have the silver brought over here, and I probably shouldn't have done that. Actually, I guess it's not bad. The silver is actually your money. That's actually represented now out here in the world. So anyway, we may end up having to do the launch pad over here. In fact, that's actually not a bad idea. It does cost us some metal, though. Let's go ahead and do one anyway. Let's see here. We have, it's actual building, that's right. Okay. So we're going to designate this as our launch pad. And I think we need to kind of adjust this guy. I'm trying to think if we want to, let's see here. You can't do that. Yeah, I was going to say you can't remove that, can you? Okay. Let's see. Let's go in here to our zones. We're going to delete this zone. I'm going to kind of do this over a bit. And do a stockpile a little bit bigger. That's enough for 2 launch pads. So that's how we'll do this. Oh, actually, you know what? Now I'm afraid they'll start stacking up in the area that's not a stockpile. Or that's not the launch pad. So let's not do that. We're just going to stick to this area for right now. I think that'll work. And then we have to change our priority again. Let's see. We don't want food, although, boy, see, this is where it gets interesting. We do want food to trade with, right? We want to trade with people and have the food as an option. So the reality is we're gonna have to throw more of these launch pads out here. But for now, this is how we're gonna roll, and we'll get that moved over. Besides, I don't have anything else up yet. I think once we get the comm station kind of going, at that point, we'll start to work on getting some more launch pads out here.